friend of mine, Nathan, posted this group on his Facebook, as you can see, and he said that a number of his friends, who he wasn't going to name, had joined it. And that's how it came to his attention. This coincided with a bit of a rant that I was having yesterday, where I was posting a number of pictures of Muslims at rallies and so on, purporting to be for Palestinians, which in fact was simply a mask to seemingly legitimize their propagation of Nazi ideas, slogans, and even things like "God bless Hitler" signs and "Reopen Auschwitz" and things like that. I thought that was interesting. Of course, you can imagine the sorts of folks who this would appeal to. Yeah, anyway, there's some of the folks who've joined this group. It's not a very big group yet, and they'll probably shut it down before it does get very big. But it exemplifies what I'm talking about. It's a problem, and it's also a problem when people want to just sweep it under the rug and pretend that that it's just this isolated minority of people. So it's no big deal. Really, you're just making a mountain out of a molehill. Why are you so sensitive? I've posted. There's a nice little picture of Ahmadinejad. I thought that was kind of cute. But of course, here are some of the pictures that I was talking about, lest you think that I'm pulling it out of my ass. There's a little girl. Jews haven't learned. They need more than before. And you see right there are arrows. They need Nazism. They need the Third Reich. They need Hitlerism. The arrows are pointing to more than before. And there we have various groups purporting to be fighting for the people of Palestine, Lebanon, and so on. And they all, coincidentally, are giving the same salute. Isn't that strange? I wonder if that's just coincidence. Well, of course, this cat came on and started trying to justify it, saying, let's see, the salute doesn't belong to Nazism. And he says that it's actually the same as, what does he say, like the Girl Scouts or some shit. I don't know. It was just really asinine, and thankfully Mullah Arman stepped in and as the voice of reason. But that's the sort of problem, is these things should just be across the board, instantly, obviously rejected by all Muslimin, but they're not. There are those who do, but quite often there are those who rationalize it and justify it and say, well, this is because of X, Y, and Z, so you have to understand. They're not the problem. It's really the Zionists that made them like this. Historically, that's not the case. This Nazism was going on in prototypical form prior to anyone's land being stolen. We could go back to 1870 in Palestine, again associated with the Husseini family. But this isn't a history lesson. I'm just showing you what the fuck I'm talking about. Of course, there you see a monkey being associated with Jews, with Israel, which is the collective name for Jews. So I don't think a lot of Muslims understand that when they talk about hating Israel, implicit in that phraseology is that they hate Jewry. So this is You can argue that you don't like the state of Israel, but when you talk about Israel, you're talking about the Jewish people. You're talking about the children of Israel, regardless of what your intention is. So it's important to be specific with what you mean. This, of course, draws from the misinterpretation of the Quran that Jews are apes and swine. Of course, the Quran doesn't say that. The Quran says that Jews who don't keep Shabbat when they're purporting to are as apes and swine. Of course, it's not saying that they were really apes and swine, because that would be asinine to think that people literally changed into monkeys and pigs. There are, of course, very, very many millions of Muslims who do believe that that's what happened. And I think that speaks to the mentality, the pervasive stupidity in the Muslim world, tragically. This young lady would like to warn Jews to be prepared for the real Holocaust, which is, of course, what all of the right-wing parties in Israel say the Muslims want to do anyway. So I guess she's saying that they're right. And here are some very uneducated Palestinian young men who are desecrating and destroying the tomb of the prophet Joseph, who's a prophet in the Quran. And the Quran says that the mu'mineen, the believers, actually I think in that verse it's mu'minun, make no difference between any of the prophets. And yet here they are saying, if you're not Muhammad, we don't care. And if the Jews like you, then even worse for you.